I'm Grace Constantine, and I'm here at the fairly recently opened unique ice cream shop in Nolensville, Sweet Moo's Rolled Ice Cream. Sweet Moo's opened this past summer. It is open from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. on weekdays and Sundays, and 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. on Friday and Saturday. Employee Garrison Tao describes the ice cream as much colder and overall different than any of the other nearby ice cream shops. The store has a fun, friendly environment for all ages.
It's usually pretty relaxed. We tend to have a good time, talk to the customers a lot. It's usually pretty fun atmosphere. Customers are usually pretty nice. They're very pleasant. They tip a lot, so I make good tip money, so I like customers.
The workers enjoy their job and say they have so much fun working here that it doesn't even seem like work.
A lot of my friends work here. We're almost all teenagers here. Even the manager, he's in my grade. I'm a sophomore. And we have a lot of fun while we're working, so that's why I like to work here.
In order to create the delicious rolled ice cream they make at Sweet Moo's, they pour a vanilla base onto a big machine that is cooled to about 20 degrees below zero. Then they scrape it around until it freezes. After that, they spread it across the machine and use a scraper to roll it up into cylinder-like shapes. Finally, they put it in a cup and place toppings on it. This new and distinctive ice cream shop is one that will be open and popular for years to come. Grace Constantine, WBHS 9 News.
My name's Linnea Dobe, and I'm currently at one of Nashville's hottest tourist spots, 12 South. 12 South started out as just a few small businesses from around Nashville, but quickly turned into some local residents' least favorite place.
12 South before used to be a really fun place to hang out, but now that there's so many tourists taking Instagram photos and congesting the roads, it's just not an interesting or fun place for locals anymore. It's just driven everyone out.
These murals were first painted in 2012 as works of art, but were soon after turned into tourists' #1 photo spot. Tourists crowding the streets have made it hard for residents to find affordable housing because of the increase in business tourists bring.
12 South before had a lot of local businesses, but now with all the tourists and all the murals and everything, the prices have gone up and the traffic's increased and everything's, there's a lot of traffic that I just can't get behind.
Area residents say Nashville's 12 South has been so busy catering to tourists, it's forgotten about who lives there. Linnea Dobe, WBHS 9 News.
Nashville is a city on the rise. Grammy-nominated music producer Eric Torres says one of the main reasons Nashville has flourished over the past decade is the growth of the music industry.
It has brought growth in the fact that it's the industry that kind of made Nashville what it is. And most of the people that move here that I talk to is because of music. Being in the industry, most people I meet are in the music industry and have come from all over the world to be here. But then you think about the honky tonks and all that kind of stuff, all of downtown, and that's all kind of music centered.
Nashville has been known for its music for almost a century. More music means more people, more jobs, and more buildings.
And now construction, because there is so much construction, a bunch of people moving here just to start, just for that. I don't think Nashville was meant to be a big city. And so in some ways I feel like they're really trying to catch up. But they're also building at a really high rate. So it's not going to slow down. Some of the projects they have started aren't going to stop for another decade. So
some studies say in that decade the city's population could double.
I've been here for 15 years, and so I've noticed the most in the last 4 or 5 years. I think it kind of started with music, and maybe like the show Nashville just kind of gave it that little buzz, which was centered around music. So it's film and music and that.
Nashville continues to prosper with the guidance of music in the city's culture. Ashlyn Witt, WBHS 9.
Over in Brentwood Middle School's Little Theater, 6th, 7th, and 8th graders have been hard at work preparing for the school's fall play, Junie B. Jones' Jingle Bells, Batman Smells. The show requires an audition, but still manages to include all types of students.
I realized that I'm really bad at sports when I was younger, and then I saw theater and I realized, wow, I'm actually good at this. So I've been doing this for a long time, doing a lot of stuff. some professional gigs. Yeah, it's been great, and I love theater.
The students have been preparing for the show since late September. The tech cruise started a month later.
The cast has been so awesome. Stage crew and makeup, they're great, and the cast has been phenomenal. Even when we have tiny screw-ups, we learn how to improvise, and it's going really well.
Being a part of a show is a massive time investment.
This show went from like, what's my line again? And then it went to, and then now we're just like, we just been skyrocketing ever since. This was so fun. I mean, it feels like I'm on a sitcom. If there was a first grader sitcom, it's just great. I love it.
Tuesday, dear first grade.
The show opens on November 15th with 2 showings on the 16th and 1 on the 17th. Ryan Zarneski, WBHS 9.
Nationwide, high school students have studied long and hard for the ACT, an entrance exam used by colleges and universities to select the best applicants to attend their school. Parker Kasowitz was one of the 2 BHS students who made a perfect score on the ACT.
I pretty much just wanted to get it done, get it over with, so I focused really hard for those few hours, and then once I was done, it was nice, but yeah, it was a grind.
Parker says that even with a perfect score, there is still a lot to be done before graduating high school.
It's nice, obviously, not having to worry about it anymore, but I mean, there's so many other tests, so many other, obviously, things you have to do in high school. I mean, it doesn't really matter that much, but I'm happy, but obviously a lot of other stuff to do.
Parker has some good advice for students preparing to take the ACT.
Study for the things you're not great at, but you pretty much just, if you try, you'll do well.
Brentwood High students have been studying. They finished with the highest ACT scores in the county. Avery Allen, WBHS 9 News.
Active Players is a children's theater company in Franklin, Tennessee. Actors are now rehearsing for their latest show, Aladdin Jr.
Do you see how that works? Let's try.
Well, we've been doing this for about 17 years, so I've done several hundred shows. We start most of our programs in September. We work on them on a semester basis. And so we started September. We perform in January, but we only meet once a week for an hour and a half.
Kids you see rehearsing today are ages 9 to 13.
The marketplace, that is also impossible.
I love working with kids. I love seeing them transform themselves. I also love that for some of these kids, this is their sport. Some kids don't necessarily play soccer or baseball or basketball, but they come here and they get to play theater.
The young actors are getting a lot out of the program.
Well, I just love acting. It's very enjoyable, and you don't need to be yourself in everything. And Aladdin's just a really fun show, and Act 2 is a really fun place to do shows.
The show is set to perform January 17th through the 19th at the Franklin Theater. Avery Peterson, BHS 9 News.
The Gay Straight Alliance is one of the newest clubs at Brentwood High School.
Okay, let's go. So today we are going to be planning out the poster for the fundraising banner thingamabob for the bake sale, so we actually have to write on this and plan everything out, but it's going to be fun.
The GSA supports the Trevor Project, suicide awareness, and LGBTQ awareness. Tay DeJaneiro is the president and founder of the local club.
I felt that people needed some sort of GSA, some place where they felt safe to be themselves and to get along with other children that also felt in the same kind of way.
This fundraiser will take place sometime before Christmas break, and they are eager to gain more members.
My goal for this club would be to spread awareness and educate others on the actual meaning of being in a GSA, and because it means Gay Straight Alliance, so we want the whole communities, both sides of it, to come together.
If you or someone that you know needs a safe place to go to, then come to the GSA directly after school until 3:30 every Wednesday in room A22. Liza Jackson, WBHS 9 News.
Here in Bellevue, the new Fort Ice Center recently opened, creating more opportunities for hockey players, figure skaters, and people who just enjoy skating.
Yeah, so construction actually started back in October of last year. So they were actually able to get this ice rink done in under a year, which is pretty incredible.
The new skating rink has already proven to be a big success since it opened in October. With the feedback given on the rink in Antioch, the Bellevue rink is bigger and better.
So we've got probably about 20,000 square feet more, which I don't know if you guys have been able to walk around both facilities, but it does feel a lot more spacious. We've got a full restaurant in the facility, so you can come and be here and eat and skate and do all sorts of things.
So far, everyone seems to enjoy the new rink and enjoy skating as well as being able to grab a bite to eat, including players from the Junior Predators hockey team.
I think it's pretty nice. It's cool to have 2 rinks, and the fact that I have my team and 2 other teams have personal locker rooms. It's really nice that we can leave our stuff here and we don't have to worry about airing it out, especially because we skate 2 times a day. So it's nice that we can leave it there, let it air out, and then we can just hop right back on the ice.
In fact, many people believe that this will kickstart a love for being on the ice and motivate others into getting out on the ice themselves.
I think having a new ice arena is going to make the sport more accessible. More people are going to be able to play. It'll grow the sport, and it's a great sport, so more people get to play it and love it here in Middle Tennessee.
It's clear that the construction of this rink has sparked joy in the hearts of all ice skaters, with only more good improvements to come. Yasmin Mohammed, WBHS 9.
During 5B on Wednesdays, Brentwood High School has a club for students who are wanting to learn ASL, or American Sign Language.
21 is interesting. It's like a special sign. Sarah, who's like the president of the club, she's one of my good friends, and she's like always been into sign language, and we'll do like events for Music Circle, and she'll perform songs in sign language. I thought that was really cool, so that's why I wanted to learn.
Along with the core language classes at Brentwood, having clubs that teach other languages can help students not only learn a new language, but teach a new language too. Students teaching other students has been proven to decrease judgment and increase comprehension.
I think it's really beneficial to have a student teaching other students because like we're at the same age, we have the same responsibilities, and we might not have the ability to go to like a special place just to learn ASL, so it's nice to learn it from someone who's our age.
Having more language clubs at Brentwood High School would allow for more students to learn from their peers and get a new language out of it. ASL is one of the few clubs at Brentwood starting this trend. Juju Alamori, WBHS 9 News.
Students in the new Cookies and Christ Club meet with their friends while enjoying cookies and getting ready to worship.
And Cookies and Christ is a club, and it's a safe place for people to worship.
Olivia Weber, May Golden Walker, Miles Brown, Ella Hayes, and Chris Incombe are part of the praise and worship team.
We start off with our praise and worship, which is like 3 songs. Then after that, we have a message given by someone. It's voluntarily, like anyone can ever give the message.
The message usually includes a verse from the Bible and an inspirational quote to build confidence. Cookies and Christ's first year starting off as a success. Members meet during 5B each Tuesday in the choir room. Aubrey Mulliken, WBHS 9 News.
As we all know, you can find some really good deals on Black Friday and Cyber Monday.
Everybody's trying to get ready for Christmas, so but mainly I think it's kind of a trick that stores play on you to get you to spend more money sooner, because the more chances you get to spend money, the more you're likely to spend before Christmas.
On Black Friday, people turn stores such as Target, Walmart, and Best Buy into retail battle royales. It's usually the busiest shopping day of the year. On Cyber Monday, websites such as Amazon and eBay offer the best deals of the year. The average person spends around $500 on Black Friday or Cyber Monday.
I found Black Friday just overall stressful and not a good experience, whereas Cyber Monday, just shopping online, is a lot more what I'm used to and a lot more comfortable for me.
While many love the excitement of finding a good deal, most find Black Friday to be stressful. Cole Lampkin, WBHS 9 News.
Last Thursday, November 7th, Avery Allen fell and broke his arm on school grounds. What he told us was very interesting.
Last week I slipped and fell in the hallway walking back from the STEM building. Maybe if the hallways weren't as slippery, it wouldn't have happened.
After going to the emergency room, Avery was placed in a cast, one he will have for quite some time.
I think another 1 to 2 weeks. It was a fracture in my upper arm.
After finding out about the accident, administration put down mats to prevent other students from slipping.
They were very nice about it. They apologized, and they're going to take some actions to make sure it won't happen again.
Thankfully, Avery Allen is okay. and the school hopes to see him make a full recovery. Cade Middlesdorf, WBHS 9 News.
BHS just released the first edition of the newspaper this year. Sarah Grace Fisher is the editor, and Athena Phillips is a sponsor.
Yes, the newspaper has been around for a while. This is our first year with our new sponsor, Ms. Phillips. I'm the editor-in-chief. I've been on the newspaper since sophomore year, so that this is my third year with the newspaper. Yeah, we're around. Not a lot of people, I think, know about the newspaper, but we've been around for a while.
We're gonna change that and improve our presence throughout the school. You'll see starting next week, actually.
And they'd be like, oh no.
The Bruin print is set up like professional newspapers.
It's wonderful.
We go by sections, so we have news, features, entertainment, sports, and humor. Am I missing anything? And so those are the basic sections of the paper that we write our articles on. It'll be coming out once a quarter, and so the first edition will be coming out next week.
BHS has a small staff for the newspaper this year.
Including me, there are 5 staff writers, so we're pretty tiny this year.
Okay.
Yeah, so we are hoping to go talk to more English classes and kind of get the paper out there a little bit more to have students know about it more, so we get more staff members for next year, and I hope it is something that everyone would consider doing because it is a very enriching experience.
Even though it has been considered, this year's newspaper will not be online.
It's paper. We've talked about doing digital before, but the thing is not a lot of people check it when it's online, so we do a paper, like physical paper.
The Bruin print is now available throughout the school. Cole Robertson, WBHS 9.
It's the most popular place in all of Brentwood High School during the morning break, the cookie store.
We started the cookie store so that we would have a way to provide some job training for some of my students who are most likely not going to be college bound but are going to be moving into the workforce after high school. So we started the cookie store as a means to provide some initial job training.
Special needs students bake almost a dozen different kinds of cookies each day from scratch.
Well, chocolate chip is by far the most popular, and after that either sugar with sprinkles or snickerdoodle, but this year we've added a couple of new flavors, lemon with white chocolate and some chocolate brownie that are really good. So we have probably 10 or 11 different flavors of cookies.
Students begin making the cookies right after the first bell rings, and they come out of the oven just in time for break. William Wicks, WBH 9 News.
The Brentwood High School Marching Band is taking part in Chicago's 86th Annual Thanksgiving Day Parade.
I think the parade is actually down the Magnificent Mile, and they're playing a version of Bang Bang and Free by Chicago. While they're on the trip, they're going to be going to the aquarium, the Museum of Industry and Science, and a few other places.
This will be the first time Brentwood has marched in the Chicago Parade.
For the parade, we'll practice 2 days next week for about an hour and a half each, so 3 hours total, and that'll be it. Being a marching band requires them to be very diligent in their time management, so they're plenty prepared for whatever we're going to throw at them in Chicago.
If you can't make it to Chicago, you can watch the parade Thanksgiving Day from 8 to 11 a.m. on WGN TV. Justice Butler, BHS 9.
The Brentwood High freshman boys basketball team kicks off its season against arch rival Franklin in just 2 weeks.
I'm looking forward to it. I think it'll probably go really well because we got a pretty good team this year, and I think we got all the pieces to do well this season.
After finishing second in the county last year, the boys feel confident that they can win it all this season.
Coach Doris is a pretty good coach, it seems, so far. He hasn't coached basketball before, but he definitely knows what he's doing, so he's definitely going to be a key in helping us do well this season.
I think our team is going to be very good because we have multiple players that contribute to different aspects of the game.
By practicing and working hard every day,
Coach Fedoris and his team are getting ready to take on their competition. Dinah Mosesyan, WBHS 9 News.
The girls' JV basketball team season tipped off on Tuesday with a loss to Brentwood Academy, but players still think it will be a good season.
I think it'll go really good. I think we're aimed for a state championship because we just have great players.
Even though some of their star players are gone, they still want to be able to be a better team by the end of the season.
I see us a lot more improved because we're losing a few players, and I think that even though they're definitely the best players on the team, we'll have a pretty great team.
Although they are confident in their skills, there are still some things that they feel that they could work on in practice.
And talking during the games and defense, because we need to know all 5 positions so we can make sure we know everything.
Ava Parks, WBHS 9 News.